All right. Have you ever thought about the ecosystem around us, or how people can enjoy it or help maintain it? Well, one way you can do that is through deer hunting to control the populations to maintain the ecosystem. A national study in 2016 found that 88.1 million people hunt deer annually, and they help contribute to this process of maintaining the population, which helps control the ecosystem so that everyone can enjoy it. Hunting has been a part of history. That's how people used to get food. That's how people used to feed families. It's just a way of life. And over time has evolved into more of a pastime, but also can still be used to collect food and has become a huge part of the culture of the United States and many families throughout the United States. And it is a very common activity. One problem that we have with deer is overpopulation, and recently that has become a problem. And this map released by Deer Quality Management Association in 2008 shows the number of deer per square mile per state. So starting with the dark colors, that means there's greater than 45 deer per square mile, which is a lot. That's way too many deer because an ecosystem can only maintain so many deer before it starts to collapse because it can only support so many. And then as we work our way down to like the yellows and greens, it means there's 15 to 30 deer per square mile, which is more reasonable and can be easily sustained by an ecosystem. So this is one of the problems with overpopulation is overgrazing, and it can become a huge issue as you can see in this presentation. On this side, there is no deer because this fence here keeps them out, and there's plenty of green, lush plants. Whereas this side where the deer are, you can see it's all destroyed. Everything has been eaten. It's been destroyed. And here, deer can only reach to a certain height to get food. So you can see everything below this line has been eaten. It's just all dark brown, no plants, whereas above looks nice, lush, and green. Another problem with overpopulation means more deer that are interacting with residential areas or like roads, and that can lead to more car accidents. And this here is a picture from Arkansas of a truck that hit a deer, and you can see it completely totaled it, which is not very good. And the more deer there are, the higher rate for um, crashes there are. And one thing that can help is hunting, which can control the population so that it decreases it. And the Ohio Department of Public Safety in 2015, the deer collision decreased about 600 in a 7 county area, and by 2,650 crashes statewide. And this statistic lines up with during the same time period, deer hunters harvested more than 24,000 deer in that 7 county area and 1,000 or 186,000 statewide. So you can see how the more deer they take out, the less accidents there are. So if you control it to a smaller population that it can be easily maintained by an ecosystem, then there's less of a chance that deer interact with roadways and cause more collisions. So maintaining these populations is very important, but there's more to hunting than maintaining populations and collecting food. It also has to do with many family traditions. As you can see in these pictures here, there are many generations that partake. You can see there's the older generations, which have passed it down to other generations, which are now passing it down to the current generations. And it's been a cycle like that since the beginning of hunting. And hunting really just like it has turned into multi-day events where people will go out to a hunting area, they'll hang out, they'll spend time with family and friends, and turn it more into more of a experience instead of just going out gathering food. They'll bond with their families. They have to use teamwork it becomes just a bigger thing than just the actual hunting and gathering. Now, on the other hand, there's a large portion of people that support hunting, and then there's the other side where there are a lot of people that do not agree with hunting, and their main things are like one thing from the I found was that they think that like why they don't agree with hunting is it causes stress on the animals, and like that stress, so like the noises from hunting and stuff like that, will scare animals out of the ecosystems and will like make them force them to leave their homes, which causes stress, which can make them not eat enough so that they don't survive the winter, or it can have families separated. If you take out the wrong deer, then baby deer will be orphaned and things like that. They want to make sure that the deer are like undisturbed so that they have a healthy natural life, because they want to see them thrive in the wild, and they're worried that hunting will disturb this peace in nature. Another thing is just overall hurting the animals. They are saying that a big chunk of animals that are hunted may not have a quick death, that they may suffer for a long time before they actually die. And that is something that can happen with hunting, but is low, like a low risk of happening. And then another thing that they talk about is more than just like the dangers of hunting, where it's not only hurting animals, but there's tons and tons of hunting accidents. So it's just not safe and can cause property damage. It can cause damage to other people. It can cause damage to nature, just within going into nature and building fires, like for camping, to go hunting, stuff like that. And so, as I showed earlier, with hunting being more than just a hunting experience to kill the animals and stuff like that, how it becomes something bigger to spend time with family and things like that. That is also happening with people that are against hunting. They want to be able to go out, see the deer, see the animals, and just be able to observe them, without disturbing nature and making like an impact on nature. They just want it to be free and undisturbed so that they can just do other activities in nature, like sightseeing, seeing animals, seeing plants, seeing it just completely left to thrive by itself. And so that leads to an overarching common ground between the two, and that is the fact that everyone is just trying to enjoy nature. And so both ways, they're both getting out into nature, they're both exploring, they're both learning, they're growing as families, friends. They are experiencing the great beauty of nature. Now, they are doing it in both two completely different ways. One is leaving nature completely undisturbed, while the other is taking animals out, maintaining populations, and things like that. But as you can see here, it's just that overarching value of spending time outside, getting to know your families better, getting to know your friends better, and just enjoying nature. Thank you.